Yeah.
We had a text question from Chris. He wants to buy a second home and rent it to his daughter. His credit, he says, is over 700, good income. Is it as simple as improving his debt-to-income ratio? What are the factors for qualifying for that second property?
Well, so a true second home is not a property you're going to rent out. A second home in the mortgage world is a home that you're going to buy and you're going to occupy yourself for a certain chunk of the year, right? Classic second home in Minnesota. I got my house here in the metro area. I'm going to go up north to Leech Lake. I'm going to buy a home on Leech Lake, and that's going to be my home on the weekends during the summer and stuff, where I'm going to live there and I'm going to use it and stuff like that. He's talking about an investment property. If you're going to buy a property and you're going to rent it out, that's an investment property, right? And so the nice thing about qualifying for an investment property is that you can use the income from that property to help qualify. So even if you're going to rent it to family, that's completely fine. You can use that rental income that you're going to get that property. You can use 75% of the gross, and you can use that 75% to help wash out the payment. So qualifying for that investment property is actually a little bit easier than qualifying for a true second home, because a true second home, you don't have any rental income to help offset it. On an investment property, you do have rental income to offset that payment on there. So now in an investment property, you do have to have more down, right? So typically 20% down. Your interest rates are going to be a little higher. So you have those other factors that go along on an investment property. But qualifying on the debt to income ratio side, it's actually easier because of that rental income you can use.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I mean, he's he's thinking about how to build future wealth through real estate. I think it's a great question. There's opportunity there. The other potential option is to be a co-signer and have his daughter buy the home. Yep. And so if it's something that she's going to live in for a while, our daughter Tania, and that's exactly what she did last July. Is she, about a year ago, she came and said, "Hey, I'd be interested. I want to buy a home." Well, actually, first she asked if I would buy her a home, and I said no.
And you just laughed.
I just said no, I won't. But
joke of the day.
But I can show you how. And so we spent 3-4 months building up her credit. She got a 720, 730 credit score in a few months. She went to Mike. She got pre-qualified and approved for a mortgage with myself as a co-signer for the income. And in July, she was able to buy a home with me as a co-signer. But now she's a homeowner. She's got 4 roommates.
Roommates are paying her rent,
right? I mean, it's a wonderful situation, and there's great opportunity out there for folks to to help their kids out without just buying the place, but they can just be a part of the transaction and participate. So it's a great opportunity.
It's a great opportunity. It's a great learning experience for your kid, and then on top of that, you can come up with a deal too. Maybe it's not just them buying the house. You're co-signing and you say, well, as part of this, if let's say it's kid in college like Tea's, it's like, well, you're not going to keep this house after you graduate because you probably are going to move somewhere else rather than living on the St. Thomas campus. And when you sell that house, for all the effort we went through, you will pay me X number of dollars from the sale of that house, $5,000, whatever.
Yep.
You can absolutely go into those kinds of things. It also provides, from the insurance perspective, an actual rental property. It's not hard to do, but it is more costly than a regular homeowner's because they just assume, well, it's a rental property, and so we're charging extra because we know it's going to be more wear and tear, right?
Yep.
Well, if you're co-signing on that and it's a house for your kid, then it's a regular homeowner's policy. It's going to save you some money in that regard. And when they move on to the next home, it's going to be a lot simpler.
Right. Absolutely.